that's part of what I hope to live through my daily choices and to honor their legacy and their gift to us. So in some ways, living my life as normally as possible is the biggest way that we can say that the terrorists did not win.
And we remember the heroes of that tragic day and those who lost their lives. We leave you tonight with this video of a rainbow over Lower Manhattan, where the towers once stood. Just incredible. That's tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Norah O'Donnell. Good night.
Brownsville, thank you for watching WNKY CBS 40.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 6. I'm Morgan Hoover.
And I'm Chris Allen. Thanks for joining us here at News 40 on a Monday, and it feels like things are about to change.
Yes.
You can almost feel it in the air.
Feel it in the air.
Yeah.
Feel it coming.
It's not electricity this time. Yeah. There's some kind of shocking numbers that are coming in the next few days. See what I did there? 85 was the mezzanine high temperature for Bowling Green, even though officially we hit 87. Look at the dew points in the low 60s. Take about 10 degrees off of those dew points and temperature over the next few days, and you get a good sign as to what's coming your direction. Right now, we have a few clouds. It's 84 in Bowling Green with a light wind and the dew point at 62, but get ready because today could very well be the last warm and humid day that we see for a long time. A look at your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Morgan?
All right, Chris, we are marking 22 years since the September 11th terror attacks killed nearly 3,000 people and forever changed this country. Jared Hill reports from the annual commemoration at Ground Zero in New York City.
Mourners gathered in Lower Manhattan to remember the thousands of lives lost in the September 11th terror attacks 22 years ago today.
James M. Amato.
Joseph Amatuccio.
In keeping with tradition, family members read aloud the names of loved ones who were killed.
My sister, Jody Tepedino Nicolo. We miss you, Jody. We love you. Your light still shines as bright as it ever did.
At the Pentagon, an American flag was unfurled, and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin took part in a wreath laying to honor the nearly 200 lives lost there.
The men and women of the Department of Defense will always remember.
And in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, relatives left flowers at the memorial wall for victims of United Flight 93. The plane crashed when passengers tried to overtake the hijackers. Vice President Kamala Harris was among the dignitaries at the ceremony here in New York, while President Biden made his way back from a trip to Asia. The president marked the somber occasion at a military base in Alaska.
We never forget. We're never afraid. We endure. We overcome. We are the United States of America. And there is nothing, literally, historically, nothing has been beyond our capacity when we set our mind to it together.
Speaking to service members, first responders, and family members, the president reflected on how the attacks changed the nation forever. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Meanwhile, here in the Commonwealth, Kentuckians are also remembering those lost 22 years ago today. Governor Andy Beshear joining state officials and first responders in Ashland during a memorial ceremony this morning, honoring the first responders that lost their lives that day. Beshear also taking a moment to remember those families impacted. Said Americans across the country are still mourning this loss, even over 20 years later.
This day left many families forever changed, and it left us as a people and as a country forever changed. It was a turning point in our history.
Governor Beshear has directed flags at all state office buildings to be lowered to half staff today in commemoration of Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance. And turning to our local fire departments who are honoring this tragic day in their own way, the Bowling Green Fire Department participated in the 13th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb in Nashville over the weekend. 343 firefighters from around the nation climbed 110 stories in remembrance of the New York firefighters that died at the Twin Towers. Those involved performed the climb in full gear in honor of those lost. 22 years later, people are still dealing with the effects of the 9/11 attack. There are many resources that provide services to anyone dealing with anxiety around this anniversary, especially veterans. The Veterans Club offers many different services to those who served our country, from horseback riding to simply building a community. There is something for everyone, including families. Veterans Club believes building these communities leaves a positive impact on those who served.
We just want them to know that they don't have to go through this alone. We know it's a very, very tough day. It's a tough day for me. I'm a combat veteran deployed to Iraq, and 9/11 was the reason why I wanted to start this organization, because I wanted to make sure that we were there for those who had to, mitigate that situation.
If you'd like to learn more about what the Veterans Club offers, visit their website. That's veteransclubinc.org. Of course, there are a number of resources out there for anyone dealing with any type of mental health issues. Thanks to resources like 988, people have the chance to open up to someone who is there to listen and help. If you're dealing with experiences from the past or present, like drug use, sexual orientation, loneliness, and you just want to talk, there are resources available.
Even if you're not suicidal, it's for someone who may be in crisis. It's someone who may need help for addiction issues. It can be a referral source. And it is imperative to ask the questions to people. Are you okay? How are you doing? Because they're going to tell you if you ask and you're genuine in your conversation with them.
For more information and other resources, you can call or text 988 or visit lifeskills.com. Continuing our coverage tonight of the Edmonson County woman missing for 8 months. Authorities are still searching for the mom of 3. Kentucky State Police say 35-year-old Kayla Decker was last seen in the Bee Spring community on December 18th, 2022. KSB says they did not receive a call about the missing woman until June of this year. Friends of Decker are working to raise awareness about her disappearance through Facebook, hoping to get answers for her 3 sons.
I mean, it's such a small community, and for her to be gone this long, like those kids have had Christmas, birthdays, first day of school. You can't tell me a mom would miss all that. Maybe 1 or 2 things, but for her to be gone this long and nobody really bringing attention to it is just devastating.
So far, Kentucky State Police has released little information about Decker's disappearance. If you have any information, you are asked to call KSP. That number's on your screen. It is 270-782-2010. On health news now, as fall rapidly approaches and flu season ramps back up, health experts warn this flu season may be especially bad. News 40 reporter Tucker Covey sat down with a couple of health professionals to learn more about why it is so important to take preventative measures.
This flu season is ramping up to be especially bad, with many health professionals saying that the prevalence of RSV, flu, and COVID may make this fall difficult for hospitals.
Even if you aren't worried yourself about getting sick and you think, oh, it's no big deal, I'll get through it and it won't be that big of a deal, it's important to consider other people that you come in contact with.
Many individuals in day-to-day life are chronically immunocompromised, where their body has less ability to fight infection. This makes it important for as many people to get vaccinated as possible.
The people who are most likely to have a worse time if they were to get the flu, there are a number of factors that play into that. Age being very important. Younger and older populations are the most vulnerable. And even if a patient is not in one of those categories, they still want to be able to protect the people around them, because it's likely that they'll come in contact with somebody in those populations in their day-to-day life.
Some smaller local businesses, such as Spring Hill Pharmacy, offer flu shots at low or no cost. They also help vulnerable groups in the area get vaccinated each year.
We do offer 2 different types of vaccines. We do the high dose, which is for 65 and older, and then we also do the regular flu shot. And we also go around to different assisted living homes here in town and do different clinics for them as well.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, this is Tucker Covey, WNKY News 40.
All right, Tucker, many people say they are having problems finding at-home COVID tests amid the recent increase in the number of cases and hospitalizations in the country. But pharmacies and manufacturers say there's no shortage of the test. Major pharmacy chains have reported an increase in sales of the testing kits. They all say they have the inventory to meet the testing needs of their customers. Manufacturers put the blame for any issue on finding tests on the sudden increase in demand. In fact, some manufacturers say they are ramping up production in preparation for the fall virus season. And a warning tonight from the American Red Cross, the organization that provides about 40% of the nation's blood and blood components to patients in need, says their supply has hit what it calls critically low levels. What led to this shortage, and how can you help? For months, back-to-back, climate-driven disasters have further strained the U.S. blood supply, forcing the American Red Cross to sound the alarm, saying their supplies are critically low.
It has become challenging for us to meet the demand of our hospitals.
With a busy summer travel season and back-to-school activities, the organization was already seeing low donor turnout. That, paired with blood drive cancellations because of extreme weather, has led the national blood supply dropping by nearly 25% since early August, despite a constant demand.
Blood cannot be manufactured, it can't be stockpiled, and really it's the blood on the shelves on a daily basis that is needed to save lives.
From emergencies to cancer patients and women in delivery, blood is used to help patients every day. The Red Cross says all blood types are urgently needed, but there's an emergency need for platelet donors and type O blood donors.
About 40% of this country's population is eligible to donate, and only about 4% do.
When Hurricane Idalia slammed into the southeast, the Red Cross says it was unable to collect more than 700 units of blood and platelets. And the storm season isn't over. Hurricane Lee is now being closely monitored.
The need is constant, and it's the patients that are at the other end of this life-saving product.
Anyone interested in giving blood or platelets can make an appointment through the Red Cross Blood app. Visit redcrossblood.org, or you can even call. It's just 1-800-RED-CROSS. Still to come on News 40 at 6, the death toll continues to rise in Morocco following Friday's devastating earthquake. The latest details in just a bit. But first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is in after the break with a full look at our forecast. That's coming up next.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
I'm waking up my day, so let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on, keep the morning moving right along. Yeah, I'm waking up my day, News 40 sunrise way. I'm waking up my day, WNKY. Yeah, we're on the force to get you out the door. I'm waking up my day, the News 40 sunrise way.
Weekday morning starting at 6.
Opening my very own business has always been a dream of mine. When everything was shut down, that was taken away from me.
Governor Beshear definitely ran Kentucky more like California and New York.
Our lockdown order was still going on while other states were open. But because of Governor Beshear, Kentucky was at a standstill. He did not help us.
I wasn't able to open my barbershop because of Governor Beshear and his mandates. Governor Beshear is not on my side. He's not on the working man's side.
He can't be trusted to govern Kentucky.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Can't watch us live on WNKY News 40? Watch us anytime on View It.
Spring Hill Pharmacists is excited to offer simple packaging called SmartPack. SmartPack is a convenient and safe way to take your medications. This is one of the most exciting things we have seen in pharmacy in the last 20 years. We put all of your medications in one package that covers any time of the day. No more vials, no more headaches. Let us help you make your life easier. Spring Hill Pharmacy, where helping people is what we do. Visit us on Russellville Road in Bowling Green.
If you've been injured, Morgan & Morgan makes starting a claim easy. You don't even have to leave your couch. Then, just dial pound law or go to forthepeople.com to get started. Now back to this.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS.
Time now for a full look at our forecast with Weather Chief Chris Allen. Chris, it's almost sweater weather. I love sweater weather.
We are so close, and we're only, I think, 12 or 13 days from the official start of fall.
It's close.
It's close, but the air mass has already made that change. I can tell you that.
That's great.
That after today, no more really warm, humid days. There may be a couple of days that get in the 80s, but nothing like what we've seen.
Good to hear.
It's all done. Summer is over, and I hear a lot of boos going on out there. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks, but here it comes. Feeling like fall, the cold front that comes through late this evening and early tomorrow morning. It's not going to change the leaves necessarily, although we are starting to see some little yellowing and some of the orange and some red starting to show up on some of those sugar maples that are out there. But this is a big front that is going to come in tomorrow with a chance of showers. But the cold front pushes southeast. Canadian high pressure builds in over the Great Lakes. The flow here is going to be from the north, and you are going to feel a wholesale difference in the air mass starting tomorrow once that front comes on through. Right now, 87, that's the high temperature officially today at the Bowling Green Airport, just 2 degrees warmer than normal. 61 was our low early this morning, while 62 is where we should be. This is a fairly typical mid-September pattern, and these numbers are pretty typical for this time of the year. But get ready for about 10 degrees to be shaved off of both the high and the low numbers starting tomorrow, and then going through the next several days this week with a big dive in the dew points. And if you watch the weather carefully enough, I know a lot of you farmers do, you depend on that dew point temperature to do your farming and to get out and do work. Look at that, nice, tolerable. It is going to feel absolutely wonderful as we get through this week. Here comes the cold front. Not a lot of issues ahead of it. There may be a shower that pops up somewhere west of us. Most of the shower activity is what we call post-frontal or behind the front. There goes the low pressure system over the Great Lakes. I think by about 7:30 or so tomorrow morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll see some showers in the area, and then a few more into the afternoon, maybe even a thunderstorm. But all of this is going to push out pretty rapidly by tomorrow evening. And look at this cooler air from the north just filtering in here by 6 o'clock on Wednesday morning. That is when it's really going to feel quite comfortable. We have a few clouds out there right now, but no rain. 65 is what I'll go with a low tonight with increasing clouds, a little patchy fog and a light wind. But then tomorrow, with the showers coming in, we're talking about mid-70s, 40% the chance. Then we go 77, 76, 78, maybe close to 80 Saturday and Sunday. But the big story here, look at those lows in the 50s. The bigger story, those much lower dew points, which is going to, of course, make it feel much cooler and very fall-like. Here's what's coming up on CBS 40 tonight.
I'm waking up my day. So let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on. Keep the morning moving right along.
Watch WNKY News 40 Sunrise for the latest in local news.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on News 40 Sunrise.
Weather on the 4s to get you out the door.
Good morning to everyone at home.
And local events and entertainment to jumpstart your day.
News 40 Sunrise Way.
Weekday morning starting at 6.
You see the worst of the worst in this job, but I do it to bring justice for victims and help them move on with their lives. When a woman or girl becomes pregnant from rape, the trauma is unimaginable. Daniel Cameron thinks a 9-year-old rape survivor should be forced to give birth. Nobody, no child, should ever have to go through that. Cameron believes rapists deserve more rights than their victims. That's extreme, and it's dangerous.
Flora, Teppan, and Stewart accident injury lawyers have represented clients injured in car, motorcycle, and commercial truck accidents for 47 years. Did you know? Attorney Flora, Teppan, Stewart has recovered over $150 million in damages for injured clients in her 47 years of practice. If you've been injured, call an attorney who you know will get you the results you deserve. Call Flora, Teppan, and Stewart.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you, which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
Hey y'all, it's Bree with the Pie Queen's Pantry. Don't miss this week's episode. We're gonna be talking about some delicious sprinkled cookies. See you this week on the Pie Queen's Pantry.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I can help. Call our office today for a free consultation.
The death toll continues to climb in parts of earthquake-ravaged Morocco. More than 2,600 people have died as a result of Friday's earthquake so far, with another 2,500 injured. Chris Livesay reports.
Rescue workers from Spain joined emergency crews and canines in Morocco amid the golden window to find survivors. This bulldozer arrived to clear roads blocked by rock slides, as others, including this 66-year-old man, used his hands to try to rescue people, including his own sister. Much of the damage from Friday's 6.8 quake is centered south of Marrakesh, an area not known for major earthquakes. Footage across Morocco captured the moment the North African country erupted into panic, sending a wedding and restaurant patrons dashing to safety. As the search for the living continues, many are already mourning the dead. This man lost his 7-year-old son in the disaster. I told my wife to take him to his room to sleep, he said. As she came back outside, the earthquake happened and the ceilings fell on him. Those who survived have spent the night in the open air, afraid to go home because of aftershocks. The Moroccan government has set up camps to help those displaced and is vowing to compensate those affected by the most powerful tremor in the region in more than 100 years. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Marrakesh, Morocco.
Well, stay with us. News 40's Patrick Carey is in the studio with a look at sports right after this.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Kroger, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm waking up my day. So let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on. Waking up my day. News 40 Sunrise Way. I'm waking up my day. WNKY.
starting at 6.
Just rockin' and rollin', baby.
Come back tomorrow.
We got you all fixed up. Got it all fixed up for you, man. Let there be light, ma'am.
Looks like she finally called JB.
If you've been injured, Morgan & Morgan's fee is free. If you don't win your case, you pay nothing. It's easy. Just dial pound law or go to forthepeople.com to get started. I think I'm starting to get this.
It's time to tighten up, South Central Kentucky.
WNKY is your official home for the Tennessee Titans.
Watch our games plus the Coach Mike Vrabel Show and Titans All Access.
Only on WNKY News 40 because local matters.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Season 2, September 18th.
Weekdays at 2 on NBC 40.
At Kroger, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Welcome into sports. WKU Volleyball had a successful weekend in the Holiday Inn University Plaza Invitational. Lady Toppers won 2 of their 3 matches, almost upsetting number 17 Arkansas in their tournament at Diddle Arena. There's plenty of Topper volleyball action this week as the team visits Austin Peay tomorrow before hosting the Alyssa Kavanaugh Classic this weekend. Head coach Travis Hudson says this week is crucial to pave the way for the rest of the season.
We feel like if we can get through this week unscathed, we're in really, really good shape. RPI-wise and, for at-large selections at the end of the year. So we need to finish this thing right here in Diddle.
And up in Indiana, WKU Soccer took on Purdue in some Power 5 action. The Tops led at halftime 1-0, but the Boilermakers' second-half effort was too much as they fell 2-1. WKU will return home to play Middle Tennessee as the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry is renewed. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. at the WKU Soccer Complex on Thursday. Well, over at Houchins-Smith Stadium, WKU football dominated Houston Christian 52-22. 10 different players saw receptions in this matchup, plus there was a defensive score as Upton Stout cribbed a pick 6. The attention now turns to Ohio State as the Tops face the number 6 team in the country on Saturday. Head coach Tyson Helton knows what the Buckeyes bring to the table.
In every position, they're fantastic. But I like our football team as well, and our team likes to compete, and our team likes to play against the best, and they're certainly the best. So it'll be a great challenge for us, but again, another challenge our guys will be excited to compete against.
And it was an interesting one at Kroger Field as the Kentucky Wildcats scraped by the EKU Colonels on Saturday afternoon. The Cats only beat the Colonels 28-17. The two teams were knotted at 7 at halftime. The team came out in the second half, outscoring the Colonels 21-10, securing the win. Kentucky's next game is against Akron before they face Vanderbilt in their first SEC action of the season. And the Bowling Green Hot Rods split their final regular season series of the year against the Greensboro Grasshoppers this weekend. The Hot Rods finished the second half of the season with a 38-27 record, second place in the South Division. The team will be back on the diamond next spring for their 15th season here in Bowling Green. And finally, the Tennessee Titans kicked off their 2023 season Sunday afternoon in New Orleans. The Titans fell short against the Saints in the Superdome 16-15. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. Derrick Henry tallied 63 yards on the ground, 56 yards through the air, but did not find the end zone. Here's what Henry had to say after the Week 1 loss.
Be more focused, be more locked into it, and remind yourself, hold each other accountable. Leaders be leaders, lead the team, and, be better at it as the week goes on and try to be better next Sunday.
Well, the Titans got a big one this weekend as they host the Chargers, who barely lost to the Dolphins in an absolute thriller this weekend.
Yeah, it was just a crazy weekend overall for football.
It was an odd weekend for Week 1. A lot of my friends' teams lost. It's an interesting start to the season for sure.
Texas over Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a shocker. Anyway, here's a look at the forecast. Next 7 days, much cooler, much less humid. We got to get through some showers tomorrow, but get ready for it feeling like fall.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you at home. We'll see you back here at 10.
Andy Bashir is lying about sex change surgery for kids.
Those procedures don't happen here in Kentucky.
That's not true. Bashir knows it, and medical records prove it.
LGBTQ advocates and the governor said these surgeries weren't happening. A newly discovered letter from UK Healthcare conflicts with that claim.
If Andy Bashir will lie about sex change surgery for kids,
those procedures don't happen here in Kentucky.
What else is he lying about?
Morris Jewelry is this area's independent and trusted source for diamonds. We're an experienced direct diamond importer, and custom design is our specialty. With diamond engagement rings starting at $33 per month, our prices can't be beat.
At Spring Hill Pharmacy, we constantly see people coming in trying to pack mom and dad's pill boxes every month. This can be time consuming, and a lot of times people realize the medications are not being taken correctly. Wouldn't it be nice to have a pharmacy that actually packages the medication for them to eliminate the confusion? That's what we want to accomplish here at Spring Hill Pharmacy. Spring Hill Pharmacy, where helping people is what we do. Visit us on Russellville Road in Bowling Green.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher. A local business celebrates 20 years of service. News 40 brings you to the celebration. Hope Harbor receives support funding. News 40 had the details.
With the VOCA funding, we will actually provide about 93% of all of our counseling services.
When Daniel Cameron's campaign stopped in Scottsville, News 40 took you there. WKU basketball and Special Olympians team up to hit the hardwood. News 40 brought you the action.
WNKY News 40, because local matters.
Big Red, welcome to WNKY. Are you ready to take over the studio? Tune in for Topper Tuesday on News 40 Sunrise. We'll sit down with athletes and staff to talk all things WKU every week on News 40 Sunrise.
It's time to play Family Feud. Give it up for Steve Harvey!
How y'all doing? I appreciate that. How's everybody? Thank y'all. I appreciate it, folks. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do. Well, welcome to Family Feud, everybody. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. And we got a good one today, returning for their fourth day with a total $40,850 from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It's the champs. It's the Owens family. And from Denver, Colorado, it's the Jad family. Everybody's here trying to win themselves some cash.